Okay. Hi, my name is Stormy, and my emotions lately have been stormy.
Why is your knee up there?
Because I'm nervous. Hi, my name is Stormy, and my emotions lately have been stormy. I'm here to make this video to talk about one of the many mental illnesses that I have. And so I wanted to focus on bipolar disorder and how I discovered that I was bipolar and just like that whole story. As a disclaimer, I want to say that this is my own personal story. I can't speak on someone else's experience because they had something completely different. I'm not saying that what I dealt with was the right way to deal with things or anything like that. I'm just speaking from my own experience. And I also want to bring up that if you are struggling with depression or anxiety or having suicidal thoughts, I'm going to leave some suggestions or links in the description where you can contact someone. And with that being said, let's get started with this video. Where do I start? I guess I could talk about my childhood. Basically, the way that I grew up in poverty. And I grew up in a not so nice place and raised by a not so nice family and had to deal with some not so nice stuff. And that brought me down pretty low, and I think that was a really big factor into my depression. And that like low point kind of carried on with me until middle school and high school. And that's when things kind of went up and down. And like during the summer, I'd be up for days watching anime, hanging out with friends, and all kinds of stuff. And during Christmas break, I'd be really down, I'd cry, I didn't want to see anyone, I didn't want to do anything. And that kept happening over all the years until I went to college. And when I went to college, like shit really hit the fan. I started off school at Long Beach State in California. And when I was taking the intro to drawing class, it was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, and that brought me down like a lot. I felt bad that I wasn't as good as the other students, and I felt like I shouldn't have been there. And I got to the point where it was this one class where I just started breaking down in tears because I just didn't feel good, and I didn't want to be there anymore. That like bad feeling kind of carried out with me throughout college, and I just started a new relationship at the time, like my first college relationship. And like, I feel bad because I was just like sad all the time. And it got to the point where he would have to write my essays and like help me with my other homework because I just couldn't like think straight. I was just like, I just couldn't function. Like it was just bad. And I started seeing a therapist at the time, but I wasn't really comfortable with sharing how I was actually feeling. So I would just talk about nonsense like how to manage my money or like how to like manage my time. I was just feeling bad about being there at the school, and so I thought it would be a good idea to transfer. And so I applied to USC and I got in, and I was excited for a little bit, but me and my boyfriend at the time ended up going through a bad breakup, and I ended up moving to a new school, which was in a new city. I was single and I felt very alone, and it just got really bad for me. Like the moment I moved to LA, I just broke down in tears. I felt alone. I didn't know what to do. And so during that summer, I just went on a ton of dates, just like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was on a new date with someone, like just to fill the void in my chest. And eventually ended up finding someone, we'll call him like Jason, and me and Jason ended up getting a relationship. And really early on into the relationship, he told me that I should see a therapist. And so I saw one, and she suggested that I see a psychiatrist. So I saw one, and he told me that I have depression, and he gave me some antidepressants, and that just made the situation a lot worse. Like I didn't get out of bed, I didn't move, I didn't function. I missed school for like 2.5 weeks, and so I went back to him, and he gave me a new kind of medication, and that just brought me up like really high. Like I felt so good. I felt like I just snorted like a lion of like joy. Like I was on top of the world and I could think straight. Everything was clear. I was happier. Like it was just so much better. But the problem was that I couldn't sleep And so I didn't sleep for like 3 weeks, and the euphoria that I had turned into dysphoria. And basically, I had all this energy and all these thoughts that turned into negative thoughts, and I felt like I wasn't worthy. I felt like I couldn't do anything good, and I started getting suicidal thoughts, like I shouldn't be here anymore because I'm just so bad as a person. And when that happened, I ended up calling Jason, and I had to ask him to come over and kind of comfort me and just like be there for me, because I wasn't sure if I was going to hurt myself or do something crazy. And I called my psychiatrist then and told him what was going on, and he told me that what I was dealing with was hypomania. And I was like, what the hell is hypomania? And so I looked it up, and I saw the list of the symptoms and stuff like that, and I saw that I was part of bipolar disorder. And when I was doing more research into it, I was just like, that sounds like me. And so I went to the psychiatrist, and I was like, hey, I think I have bipolar disorder. Like, I've gone through this and I've gone through that. And he was like, you know what? I think you're right. And so it gave me a new medication, and there was a lot of trial and error with finding my medication. Like, I ended up taking a leave of absence so I could just focus on like my mental health and getting my medication together and all of that stuff. And that's a whole nother story on its own, so that's like a separate video. But there was a lot of ups and downs finding the right medication, like coming to terms with my mental health. But even though it was a hard journey, I'm really happy to be where I'm at right now, and I'd go through that all over again if it means to just be happy and be at the place where I'm at now. I guess that's like one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video is because I'm in such of a good place. Like, I just want to share my story and show that even if you're going through something like that's difficult, you can get through it and be happy and be normal and functioning again. And I'm hoping with this video that I can, you know, help someone and like provide more information, more help, or just make someone not feel alone like I did at the time. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. And let me know in the comments about your story or how you feel about this video, and if you have any video recommendations. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.